What's going on, guys? It's your boy Nabil, back again with another video. Today we're talking about why 2023 will go down as one of the most dominant ever. Since the 2023 season has concluded now, and we're going to talk about why this is one of the most dominant, or the most dominant we may ever see in sport. I think it's best to just start with Max Verstappen. I mean, the guy's been operating at such a level where, I mean, we'll just talk about some of his stats. I mean, number one, he's now third on the all-time win list. He's cemented himself now as one of the GOATs of the sport, alongside Lewis Hamilton, alongside Michael Schumacher. He's just third now, overtaken Sebastian Vettel, which is just insane to think about, and he's in the top three now. So, whether you like him or not, he is cemented himself as one of the best to ever do it, even if he stops today. And it's just amazing to see what he's done. I think this year especially, he's really taken it up a notch, and you can just clearly see that, when you compare him to Sergio Perez, it's like they're driving two different cars. And when you have people really questioning whether Perez is even in the same car, I think that's when you know that, how badly he's dominating. He has the most laps led ever in a season, 1,003. Bro, how do you get 1,000 laps in a season? I mean, what is that? That's like winning 18 races and leading every single lap on a 22 race season. I mean, bro, like, chill, bro. Bro needs to chill. He's got the most wins in a season, the most consecutive wins in a season. I mean, bro, chill. He's literally taken everything in one season. I don't know how many records he's broken. It's not even funny anymore. Like, just chill, bro. He's also got the largest point gap ever seen between him and Sergio Perez. I think over 200, and he's got more than double what Sergio Perez has. It's insane. Never been done before, and yeah, it just demonstrates again. I mean, the level that he's operating at is, he literally won the Constructors' Championship by himself, single-handedly. If you take Perez out of the team, Red Bull would still win the Constructors, and that just lets you know, honestly, just how amazing the team's operating, and we'll go into that in a moment. But moving on to the RB19 itself, the driver we know, Max Verstappen, is operating at the best he's ever done. He's improving season on season, and right now he's at a level where, honestly, it's hard to see anyone being able to stop him. It's going to take a miracle in 2024, and we may need to wait to the new regulations for anyone to even, mount a challenge on him. We look at the RB19 now, Adrian Newey. I mean, bro's been cooking for a bit too long now. Someone needs to stop him. I mean, the RB19 has won 21 out of 22 races in this. Bro, the W11 didn't even do this. And people were saying that W11 is the most dominant. This is more dominant than W11. I mean, we're not talking about pure sheer speed. We're talking about, compared to the competition, how dominant the car is. It's not a question. The RB19 is the most dominant ever. 21 out of 22 races. That's a 95.45% win rate. Broski. I mean, there's not much to say. Just look at the stats, bro. Look, people lie. Numbers don't lie, bro. Numbers just say what's apparent. And you can just see the Red Bull are operating on a completely different level. They've got arguably the best driver. They've got the best car, and there ain't no argument with that. I mean, there's not much to say anymore. In a 22 race season, right? You look at all the tracks, 22 different tracks. That's a lot of tracks. Even the W11, or the most dominant Mercedes cars, there was always certain tracks which they didn't perform the best at. You look at Austria, you look at, those multiple tracks where the Mercedes was, they weren't the best. And I think this season, the Red Bull, they've really shown that in every track. It doesn't matter what track it is, they've been the quickest. Bar Singapore, of course, where they didn't get the ride height right, and etc. A couple of setup issues. Without those setup issues, they were still the quickest, bro. Like, you saw Verstappen, he was even coming through the field to get P5. It just lets you know, honestly, that the Red Bull are just different level, different gravy at the moment, man. Let me stop glazing. People may argue, look, it's been quite close. Qualifying, different people taking poles. Charles Leclerc, I think, got 4 or 5 poles in the season. Lewis got 1, I think Carlos got 1. Quite a few poles going to different drivers. But that's not telling the whole story, mate. Because it don't matter who gets on pole, yeah, Verstappen's going to win it. I think this year, qualifying has definitely been a highlight of the year. I think qualifying's been exceptional. And in that aspect, the regulations have definitely done their job. Moving on to operationally, like, We've covered the driver, and then we go onto the car, which is 10 out of 10. Adrian Newey is cooking something in the kitchen and he needs to be stopped. All right. Then we move on to operationally, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're top class. Right now, they're looking unbeatable. Red Bull, as an organization, they're looking unbeatable. We start with a strategy, right? When in the season can you say that Max Verstappen has been messed up by strategy? Maybe once, twice. I can't even think on the top of my head. If I think Ferrari, you can start counting immediately, bro. McLaren, Mercedes, all these teams have made mistakes. Red Bull, when have they made mistakes? They rarely, if not ever, have messed up Verstappen. You know, made any mistakes really with the strategy. I mean, bro, I forgot which race it was. He was literally pitting for fun, bro. Like Lewis, at one point you can say was dominating, but not to this extent where bro is taking pit stops for bants, bro. The Mexico Grand Prix, I remember seeing 2 Ferraris ahead of Max. I was thinking, okay, hold on a minute. And then like 10 meters later, bro, passed both of them. And then it was just GG. Move on to the pit stops of Red Bull. Quickest over the season. They just got awarded the DHL for the quickest pit stops over the course of the season. So they got the quickest pit stops. They got arguably the best strategy. They got the best car, arguably the best driver. Bro, how are you gonna beat them? I think this is what Lewis Hamilton's been talking about. Like, it's quite worrying, obviously, for many teams, because not only do you have to bring the car up to standard, which is probably not even that's gonna happen, but even if that did happen, now you got to deal with strategy. Mercedes' strategy stinks, and Ferrari's strategy is just not good enough either. So where are you gonna beat them? You know what I mean? This is worrying for the future, I think, of the sport, because let's not forget why the regulations got brought in the first place, right? The regulations for 2022 was to make racing closer. It was to reduce dirty air, allow cars to follow closer, and just to make more racing. But 2021 is the best season we've had in the sport, and 2022 and 23 haven't even been close, bro. The start of 22 was promising, but it fell off. 2023 has not been close. He's been stomping the field, bro. So you look at 2021, it doesn't say too much about the FIA, honestly. It's not too good. Now, of course, it's the start of the regulations, and you know, there will be an effect of teams coming closer and closer together. But Red Bull, you know, are so far ahead that they can just maintain the gap, and you know, like many teams are saying, start developing earlier. So it's going to be difficult for them to get stopped, honestly. But I'm hoping for the sport that they do get stopped in 2024, or at least bring a challenge to him. Like, if Max is going to win, cool. But if he has to fight for that, then that's good, bro. We look at one of the best races of the season. Like, Texas was one of the best races because it was actually a fight. You know, you saw Lewis catching up, or even other races where, you know, where Leclerc is, you know, catching up. It makes it interesting. So that's what we need in the sport. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one, man. Peace.